Well, how we doing, guys? It is just after 9 a.m. Monday morning. Just starting on the 18 now. It's just after 9 o'clock. I left my place at about 6:30 this morning, estimating I'd get here just around 8 o'clock, in which case I'd be on the trail 8:15. Unfortunately, as is all the time with the DC metro area, traffic. So I sat in about an hour of traffic before I finally got up to the section of the highway where it opened up. So I didn't get up here till about 8:45. So I'm starting, a good 45 minutes to an hour later than I was hoping. However, the reason why I want to get up here is just so I can take my time, relax a little bit, get my legs underneath me. I have about 12 and a half miles to go today. Terrain isn't going to be too difficult, but it did rain last night, so everything's soaking wet. So footing isn't always going to be the best. So I was hoping to get up here nice and early so I can just take my time, not rush, not injure myself, slip and break my ass. Whew. So it's a little bit chilly this morning. It's low 40s. They're saying it's going to get up to the mid to high 40s, but especially at the elevation I'm at, I figured it's going to be more like low to mid 40s. So it's a little bit chilled this morning, but I'll get warmed up real quick. I'm not worried about that at all. It's supposed to drop down to like the mid 30s tonight. Whew. And then tomorrow, it's going to rain all day. It's going to be cold. It's going to be raining. So I don't know whether tomorrow, if it's really bad, I might just take a 0 day. Just chill at the shelter all day long. We'll see what happens. I don't want to have to do that. Otherwise, tomorrow's going to be about a 7.5 mile day for me. I have head to toe rain gear, which you guys are going to see while I'm out here. So I'm pretty confident tomorrow if I had to hike in the rain a little bit, I'd be perfectly fine. Keep myself dry, because you do have some pretty cold nights already. Woo! Oh man, I'm so happy to be out here right now. I was literally singing to all the songs in my car on the way over here. Oh man, I'm so excited. It might be cold, it might rain, it might be crappy weather and everything, but goddamn, I love it out here. Woo! All right. So let me get going, guys. Let me put some good mileage behind me. I think I have an overlook coming up not too far from here. So I'll stop. Hopefully the sky's cleared up a little bit. It's a little foggy, a little overcast this morning. Sun might pop out this afternoon. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see what happens. We'll see when we get there. I'll talk to you guys soon. Baba Ganoush out. Well, how we doing, guys? So, sun's starting to peek out. It's turning into a beautiful day. There's hunters and everything all around, which is a little bit nerve-wracking, but at the same time, I'm wearing, kind of vibrant colors. I probably, with my bandana, I probably look like a white-tailed deer running away right now. Oh, man. Came up on a couple hunters back there. Being respectful, being quiet. I'm keeping my music down a little bit today, just so I can hear things around me, hear what's going on, especially with gunshots going on. I want to be aware of my surroundings. Plus, as well, keep my music down so I don't bother the hunters and screw things up. Although maybe with my music, I'll end up pushing the deer towards them, so maybe I would end up helping them. I don't know. We'll see what happens. See if maybe the more I play my music, the more gunshots I hear going off. Oh, man. So, I just passed, I believe it's about 2.8 miles in, and it's 10 after 10. So I've been hiking for just over an hour, and I'm at almost 3 miles. So I'm making really good time today. I'm either thinking about doing 12 and a half, or possibly like 17 or 18, I think it is. Depending on how the day goes. I know it's fall, it's late fall. I know we have shorter days and everything, so I mean, I don't want to get into camp any later than really 4 o'clock or 4:30, the absolute latest. So I just have to watch my time. You know, the fact that I'm already about 3 miles in and it's only 10 o'clock. Again, it could be 9 o'clock, in which case I would definitely go the extra length. But we'll see how the day goes. I'm picking up pace a little bit as my legs get warmed up and strong underneath me. So it's been a pretty good day so far. It's turned out to be really beautiful. You know, it's still nice and cool. I had my buff originally completely over the top because it was a little chilly, so I wanted to keep myself warm. But as I started to warm up, I turned it into just, you know, headband style. So the top of my head is exposed and keeping me nice and cool, which is great. So I was originally just gonna wear my my hiking pants just as is, nothing underneath them. But then I was just hopped on the weather channel one more time this morning, and it was saying like low 40s and stuff. So I do have base layers underneath my hiking pants. So they're keeping me nice and dry. However, they're also keeping me a little bit warmer than I otherwise would be, which is nice. But I'm not sweating at all. I'm nice and dry, and yet I'm moving pretty good right now. So I passed the one shelter back there. I think it was Deer Lick Shelter. Yeah, Deer Lick. Yeah, Deer Lick Shelter. Maybe that's why there's so many deer hunters around. Deer Lick Shelter. Deer hunters all around this area. I see what you did there. So I have 2 more shelters to go before there's like a kind of like a 6.5 mile or 7 mile stretch or something like that to the shelter that I'm planning on staying at the 12.5 mile mark. Whew. It's a beautiful day. Probably see my breath a little bit. Every time I stop, I can always see like the steam rising off my body. So, all right, guys, let me put you away. Let me continue on. Make up some more good mileage. I think I have an overlook coming up pretty soon. And I have the next shelter coming up. I'll stop there and take a look at the shelter. I didn't want to stop at Deer Lick because someone was there and I didn't feel like taking the camera out while, you know, a stranger was sitting there. I hate doing that. I hate being rude. So I usually try not to. So if no one's at the next shelter, I'll get you guys a good picture. See what it's like. So all right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Baba Ganoush, out. So how we doing, guys? So I'm here at Tumbling Run Shelter. Really nice shelters. I think I might stay here tomorrow night on my way back, my second night. So there's a lot of tent sites down below. You have the 2 shelters here, which are absolutely beautiful. They're pretty much brand spanking new. This is a great shelter. You have picnic tables. You have like a gazebo over here as well. I mean, this is like the Ritz here. This is awesome. This is really nice. You know, I'm still pushing further north today. So this is like about the 5.5 mile mark, which means I have about 6.5 miles left to go. A little over 6.5 miles left to go. I think I'm doing like 12.3 miles or something like that today. So yeah, I figured I'd stop, take my pack off a little bit, and have lunch, I guess. There's a nice spring down the way. I'm going to check my water, see how much I have left. I'm pretty sure I can make it 6.5 miles. I think I have probably about a liter of water left in my bladder. I should be pretty fine. What I can always do is just fill up my Nalgene down at the spring just to be on the safe side. If it's a natural spring, hell, I'll just fill it up right out of that. It's probably the best filter around anyway, just coming straight out of the ground. So, all right, guys, so it's about 11:30. It's still pretty nice and early. If I'm 6.5 miles away, I should be there maybe about 2:30 or so, 2:30, 3 o'clock. It's pretty easy terrain. I'm not going to go the rest of the way. It's another like 5.5 miles to the furthest shelter. The terrain gets a little bit tougher, and then I'd only have like 2.5 hours of daylight left. So I'd rather be able to get into camp tonight because it's supposed to rain tonight. And I'm not quite sure what time that's starting. I think it's starting maybe like 7 or 8 o'clock-ish. So I want to be able to get into camp tonight, get my stuff set up. Depending on the condition of the shelter, I don't know if I'm going to stay in the shelter or do the tent tonight. I might do the tent to see how it performs in like really bad rain, because I haven't really tested it in really bad rain. I've tested it in okay rain already the first day out, but not in really, really bad rain like we're supposed to get tonight. So we'll see what happens. So let me put you away for a little bit. Go ahead, have my lunch. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Baba Ganoush out. All right. Look at what we got here for lunch. I'm feasting right now. I'm going to load myself up with lots of energy. Even though I only have a few miles, I want to try to just huff it out and get there as fast as I can. So I'm burning through a lot of extra energy. So I got some instant mashed potatoes going here. It's already ready to go. I'm just cooling it down a little bit because it's super hot. I'm also having some bacon beef jerky to go along with the mashed potatoes. So that's a double up right there. And then for the last little kit and caboodle, a little Honey Stinger energy gel. Just give me a little bit of extra energy for getting to camp tonight. And then I already have my snacks and everything put away for the last leg. And then, of course, I'll show you guys what I have for dinner tonight. I mean, I'm feasting for dinner tonight. I brought some great food with me. Obviously, it's colder, so I'm bringing extra food, which is why my pack is maybe a little bit heavier than normal. But I'm actually doing pretty well with it. Again, I'm nice and strong, so I'm able to just huff it out, no problem. I'm feeling really nice today. So, all right, guys, that's cooling down, as you can see. Yeah, it's it's either really cold and that's really hot, one or the other. So, okay, guys, I'm going to put you away. I'm going to feast, eat on this delicious food, and I'll catch up with you guys further on down the trail. Baba Ganoush out! How we doing, guys? All right, I'm up to finally a good view for the day. Otherwise, I've been walking through a freaking tunnel all goddamn day. Oh man, so I'm up here at Chimney Rock's view. This is spectacular. Take a look at this behind me. Holy smokes. Now that's a view. Woo! So yeah, it's been a beautiful day. This is a spectacular view I got here. Let's see, that's 1070.1. So from here, I have 5.3 miles to go, and it is like a quarter after 1, I think. So I'm making really good time. So yeah, there's like still patches of snow up here and everything. I guess it was cold enough at this altitude that they had like a little bit of snow, and so there's still patches of snow everywhere. It's that cold up here. So who knows, maybe the rain that's supposed to come tonight will actually be snow. That'll actually be kind of awesome, not gonna lie. Woo! Man, it's a beautiful day. Man. Look at this behind me. I mean, would you want to be anywhere else, really? Would you want to be anywhere else? Sorry guys, it's getting kind of chilly. I want to get going, plus my battery's dying from the cold and everything. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Baba Ganoush out. How we doing, guys? Whew. Whew, man. It's been a long day. Man, I'm starting to get pretty tired. So I just passed a couple roads back there. Just came up a pretty nice little incline. I believe I'm about the road back there was 2 miles. So I'm about 1.8 approximately from shelter. And it's going on 10 after 3. So I'm making really good time. So I'm just kind of pacing it out, taking my time getting there. Like I said, I figure I'd probably get there right around 4 o'clock, which will be perfect Gives me plenty of time to quickly set up my tent, change my clothes into something nice and warm, because it's going to be cold tonight. It's going to be super cold tonight, and it might rain. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll look for some firewood, help keep me warm a little bit. You know, it's better than just sitting around and having my food and doing nothing. It's getting cold. Oh man, it's been a great day. Great day. Whew. Definitely could be in a little bit better trail shape. You know, my legs are doing just fine. Just overall, I am a little bit tired. You know, I'm only used to doing really like maybe 5.5 mile days kind of thing. You know, not really doing your double digits. And so, you know, I'm a little bit tired. Maybe about like a mile back, I can feel my legs starting to get a little bit tired. Whew. But otherwise doing pretty good. Oh man, look at this. This is just spectacular. This is just amazing. Such a beautiful day. It's cold enough to where I can see my breath and everything. I don't know how cold it is, really, but we'll have to see. It's okay, I can see on the indicator my battery's it's getting cold. That's how cold it is. It's really affecting my batteries. So let me turn you off, get to camp, get everything all set up, and I'll catch up with you guys before it starts getting too dark. Talk to you soon. Baba Ganoush out. Alright guys, so how we doing? So obviously I got the shelter tonight. The Rocky Mountain, the good old Rocky Mountain shelter. Well, gee whiz. It is a pretty good hill on the way down here. I will tell you, it is a pretty rocky mountain. Not gonna lie. So I got here about 10 minutes to 4. It's 4:15 right now. I went to walk down the hill to go try to get water, and the spring is just completely dried up. It's not existent. We had a really bad summer this year. Everything is pretty much dried up. So we pretty much will try to do what we can. It's supposed to rain tonight, so I might leave my cooking pot out on the table, just try to maybe collect some rainwater if I can. I have plenty of water for dinner tonight and breakfast tomorrow morning, and a half a liter still left in my bladder for drinking water. I figure with rain tonight and tomorrow, I can fill up anywhere tomorrow as I please. It's just going to be a pain in the ass trying to fill up my bladder and having to take everything out. So we'll see. We'll see how that ends up going. Shit. Fuck. Sorry for the language. I think it's disappointing. I was hoping to be able to just go fill up water, be able to be all set, because it's like a half a mile down the hill. So I just walked a whole mile there and back just to find out that there's no water. Awesome. So anyway, I was thinking about setting up my tent, but I'd have to walk probably a couple 100 yards down the hill just to go to the tent site, and the shelters are completely empty, and I don't think anybody's going to be here tonight, and the shelters look pretty nice. So I'm just going to stay in the shelter tonight. It's supposed to be pretty cold, and again, rain tomorrow, so maybe I'm going to set up my cooking pot out on the table and try to set up maybe my water bag somehow, like on the edge of the roof or something like that, to just collect the drip off. I don't care. I'm going to filter it anyway. You know, so what's the difference? So, all right, guys. So let me put you away. Let me put on warm clothes, get my sleeping stuff all set up and everything, and I'll catch up with you back on the way. I'm not gonna get a fire going. There's no point. Everything. I mean, it rained last night. I will out without a doubt. I know I can get a fire going if I really wanted to. It would take me a little while to go get some firewood, and sundown is in like an hour. So I'd rather do things that are a little bit more productive, like put on warm clothes, get my sleep system set up, get my dinner and everything ready, so on and so forth. Bear box here today as well. Bear box, I love it. I don't have to worry about putting up a bear string. I'm going to see maybe if I can tie something up to block any wind, but the wind's coming off from that side, which is why I'm sleeping in that corner. So I should be pretty good. I'm not worried. I'm on a hillside. Knock on wood, I hope there's no bears tonight. But it's going to be shitty weather, so I should be pretty good in that aspect. Because I know it's fall. They're trying to fat up for the winter. So I'm just keeping an extra eye out while I'm here for the next few days. So, all right, guys, let me put you away. Let me get my sleep system all set up. Get everything set up. I'll catch up with the guys as it starts getting dark, as I got everything set up there. Talk to you soon. Baba Ganoush out. So how we doing, guys? Baba Ganoush here. It is 10 after 5, and it's this dark. Oh my goodness! So I have my headlamp strapped around the the three-way grip. I'm just using it as a handle. I have it wrapped around, so I'm using it as a light to at least help light things up a little bit, so you guys can get a better picture. Otherwise, the editing is going to be terrible in this thing. The picture is going to be terrible. So as you can see, I have some stuff just hung up as of right now. I'm just airing stuff out pretty much. I know it's cold, but it's always good to just air the clothes out. So it's just after 5. It's pretty damn cold. Ooh, I forgot. I'm gonna get the thermometer out and see what's cooking. See how freaking cold it is. Let me take it out. I'll check back with you in just a second. Okay, so I have the thermometer out. I got it sitting here. So I got it sitting on the table right now. I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes since it's been sitting in my backpack. It's probably been a little bit warm. I'm going to let it sit out on the picnic table for a few minutes and come back and check out. So yeah, otherwise I'm just hanging out here right now. Why don't you check out the sleep system. So as you can see, I have my whole sleeping bag set up right here. Pillow and everything is blown up already down the end. I have my mat. It's sitting on a Mylar blanket just to give me a little bit of extra warmth, maybe. A little bit of extra body reflection. I just have some rain gear sitting down there. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I want to have it ready to go. And then, of course, just, my cooking stuff out on the table or out on the edge. New bear bag, garbage bag, and my... So I have like 3/4 of an Nalgene, and I need a couple cups. I need about 2 cups for 2 cups for dinner, 2 cups for breakfast, and then what I'll do is I'll pour the rest into my my bladder and maybe give me just under, like at least like 3/4 of a liter or something like that, which will at least be kind of nice. I got gloves sitting here. I'll put these on in a little bit because my hands are getting kind of cold. Oh, I got some gummy bears. I got gummy bears tonight. Little dessert treat. I got some popcorn. It's called Half Pop. We sell it at REI called Half Pop. It's actually really, really good. Really good. Kind of crunchy. So I'm just kind of hanging out right now. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer, and I'm going to wait a little bit longer and then have my dinner and everything. Hang out for a little bit longer after that. Just chill. What I might do is stretch and do some exercises and just get my body temperature up and everything, and then have my last snack before I go to bed. They have a bear box here, so it'll be nice and easy putting that away, and I'll be pretty good to go. Woo! Why don't we check out the thermometer here for a minute. So it's reading probably about, so it's saying about 35 degrees, which I believe it. It's pretty cold. So pretty cold. 35 degrees is probably going to drop down to freezing tonight, maybe below, just because of the altitude and everything we're at. With the rain, it might drop below that too. And who knows, rain might be snow. We'll see what happens. I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm excited to test out my full rain gear tomorrow and show you guys what it is. So, alright guys, I hope you have a great night. I need to keep my batteries warm. I need to keep me warm. I need to keep an eye on things, so on and so forth. Start packing my camp away so that, I can make it quick and easy going to bed tonight. So, thanks a lot for following along today. We got a crappy rainy day tomorrow, but it's going to be an exciting day. Heading back to one of the shelters that I passed earlier today, which I'm kind of excited to stay at the shelter that I just passed. They have a really good water source, which I should have stayed there tonight and then come here and then done 12 and so on and so forth the last day. But I would rather keep it short on Wednesday so that I can go home nice and early and just relax because I have work nice and early on Thursday. It's great to be out here. I love being out here. Even though it's cold, I don't care. It's like it's another challenge. It's an adventure, which is what's really exciting about it. Um, I don't know. It's just fun to be out here. People can say that I'm crazy to do this, especially being so cold and everything. But like I said, it's another challenge to overcome. Face some adversity, overcome it, keep on moving forward. You accomplish some really cool things out here, and you feel really good about yourself while doing it. So, all right, guys, let me push away for a little bit. I'm gonna have my dinner, pack away my camp, clean stuff up. I'll talk to you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Bright and rainy, bright and cold, bright and early. I'll talk to you soon. Baba Ganoush out. So how we doing, guys? It's a little bit cold this morning. It's 9 o'clock right now. I woke up at like 7 o'clock. I woke up again at 8 o'clock. It was still really bitter. It's not raining, which is awesome. I was expecting it to start raining last night and into this morning. So hopefully we're at elevation enough to where it's kind of going around us maybe. Maybe the wind is pushing the storm system off. Who knows? But it looks like a pretty clear day. It's just really bitter. And again, I don't really have a lot of water today. So I have enough to get my breakfast going. Unfortunately, there's going to be no coffee this morning. No coffee. Maybe I'll make it for lunch or something. Or what I'll do is, if I get to camp really early, I'll have it when I get to camp. Because then that'll be nice to give some hot liquid into my system while I just sit around at camp kind of thing. So it's really cold this morning. My arm, just from sitting outside right here, is starting to get really chilled. I started out pretty good. I was really nice and warm inside my sleeping bag for a while, where I actually had to disrobe a little bit. And then it started getting a little bit chilly. I was still perfectly warm. I'm still perfectly fine and perfectly warm right now. I'm in fact warming up some of my clothes right now inside my bag, which is why I'm not getting out. Other than that, I'm in pretty good night. It wasn't too windy. I only woke up maybe about 2 or 3 times throughout the night. One was to get up to go to the bathroom, and that was it. Otherwise, it's cold. It's beautiful. Day 2, folks. So let me get up, make my food, get up and on the way, pack my stuff up. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. I'd take my other arm out to salute you, but it's nice and warm right now. So I'm just going to take it off from here. Baba Ganoush out. Well, all right. How we doing? Sitting here, eating my biscuits and gravy. Oh, this is so delicious. I'm almost done with it. I'll talk for just a quick minute and then I'll finish it. So I'm starting to get everything broken down, everything cleaned up. I just have to roll up my bed pad. And then, of course, just stuff in my sleeping bag and finish cleaning up. It's going on about 10 to 10, I think it is, 10 to 10. Again, I'm only doing maybe, I think, 6.5 miles today, back to one of the shelters there. Maybe I'll do a few more to shorten tomorrow, or I'll just do the shorter one today since it is supposed to rain and everything. I'll see how the weather works out. It's not raining right now, but I do have my rain pants on. Oh, it's starting to rain, starting to drizzle. So I'm glad I have my rain pants on already. So I'm going to throw my rain jacket on and everything in a little bit, but I'm going to finish having breakfast, pack up, and get on the way. If it's going to continue raining, I'm probably only going to do, the shorter mileage. That way I can just get in, try to keep myself dry, not have to be on the trail for too long while it's raining, because it does suck, and it's also pretty cold out today. It's only going to be like mid to high 30s today while it's raining. So I wouldn't be surprised if it turns into maybe snow or freezing rain, which will be actually kind of cool. So, alright guys, let me finish my breakfast while it's still warm. Again, I have like no water. I have maybe like 1/4 of a liter left because I drank a little bit last night. And I'm hoping that gets me to at least a somewhat good water source. I don't mind having to hike for a little while with no water. I'll do what I have to. But I hope there's a water source soon so I can refill, because that would be nice. And then, of course, at the shelters, there's a spring right there, so I'll be able to get water as I please. So, all right, guys, let me finish breakfast while it's still warm. Quit bothering me. You're getting in my way. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Baba Ganoush out. So, how we doing, guys? Oh, it's a beautiful morning. It really is. Yeah. So I'm just getting going. It's just after 10:30. So a little bit later than I would like to, but again, I'm only doing like 6.5 miles today. So it's not gonna be all that tough. So I am head to toe covered in rain gear right now. Let me unveil it for you. It is the Outdoor Research Helium 2 jacket and Helium 1 pants. So I got the full rain gear. They're extremely lightweight. So I believe the jacket comes in at 6.4 ounces and the pants come in at 5.4 ounces. So sorry if it's tough to hear. It's really cold. I have freezing rain coming down right now. So it's cold on my face. I'm trying to keep my face warm. Woo! So anyway, the rain gear, again, really nice and lightweight. It's like a double layered called like Pertex Shield rain system. So it crumbles down to next to nothing. It's completely waterproof. Tape zipper and everything as well. So far, I'm very happy with it. I wore the rain jacket during the week, last week when we had a whole lot of rain, and it was beautiful. So I'm excited to try it out today, especially since it looks like I'm going to be having some pretty terrible weather today. But that's okay. That's why we have the right equipment to deal with such weather. Plus as well, I'm not doing a whole lot of miles, so I can just kind of take my time, deal with the weather, get back accordingly, just make sure my footing is okay, make sure I just get to the shelter okay. That's the most important thing. So let me put you away. It's a cold day. I'm actually going to be keeping my camera inside my jacket next to me, so keep the camera warm so I can get some footage throughout the day instead of having my camera die out on me in just a couple hours. So I'll talk to you guys further on down the trail. Let me put some good miles behind me and see if I can get ahead of some of this weather here. Talk to you guys soon. Baba Ganoush out. So how we doing, guys? So, I figure I'm about 2.5 miles in already. I have no idea what time it is. My watch is underneath a couple layers. I'm not about to undo all that just to see what time it is. I'm only doing 6.5 miles. I'll get there when I get there. So yeah, rain is coming down a little bit harder. Rain gear is working out phenomenal. I have to say, it's spectacular. Really nice and working really well. I'm completely dry. I cannot say nothing but great things about it so far. It's worked out wonders. So temperature's dropping a little bit. I can feel it. Rain, maybe a little bit of freezing rain mix in there. And got some of that overlook coming up. I'm not even going to bother stopping at that overlook coming up. Climbing up on those rocks is just way too dangerous in this kind of weather. And I'm completely on my own, so it's just not worth it. So you guys saw it yesterday. You'll be fine. You'll live. So, alright guys, I just stopped for a quick snack. I'm completely out of water at this point. I have maybe like a couple sips left in the hose, and that's about it. So I'm saving that for right now. I can't believe there's no water source just yet. And I'm going uphill right now too, which sucks. So, I'm doing what I can. I have some snacks and stuff like that that I can just munch on really lightly, just to keep salivating. Oh man, it sucks that last place didn't have any water. I'm dying right now. I should have filled up at that last place before I left so I could at least have maybe like a full liter left. So, oh well, it is what it is. So let me keep going here, guys. I'll catch up with the guys further on down the way. Papa Ganoush out. So how we doing, guys? So I'm so glad that I just got here because it just started to really downpour. Um, 6.6 miles. It's 10 after 2 right now, and I left at a little after 10:30. I think 10:45 I left. So yeah, I made it in really good time. So I'm gonna go down to the spring, go get some water. I don't care that it's raining. I need to go get some water. I need to rehydrate. Um, and it's not that far anyway, and I have complete rain gear. I'm not worried about it. So yeah, whew. So I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna have some of my morning coffee that I was supposed to have as well, which would be good, hot liquids to get into my system, keep me cold, keep me nice and warm while I'm just hanging out. Oh man, so I'm just gonna be hanging out for the next few hours. This is a really nice campsite. I gotta cross the stream to go get to the spring, but then it's really easy to fill up from there. So let me get going on the way, guys. I'll talk to you real soon. Baba Ganoush out. So how we doing, guys? So I just finished my food. Ate some mashed potatoes. I got some water in there now, so I can clean it out in just a little bit. But my to go along with it, I mean my bacon jerky. Oh, my bacon jerky. This stuff is delicious. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, come on now, it's bacon. Let's be honest here. It's bacon. And then over here, I also have my fizz drink sitting right here. Fizz. Where are you? Fizz. Electrolytes. Get your electrolytes. And then I do have some trail mix, and some gummy bears and stuff for before I go to bed. You know, change up the palate a little bit. Put in another snack right before I go to sleep. So it's actually not too bad. I'm staying nice and warm. It helps that I had a warm meal in my body. So all of a sudden, I'm sitting here and I'm actually getting to rig up the headlamp around the handle here, and all of a sudden my headlamp just goes off, just dies. And I'm sitting here just like, oh geez. So it's so dark out. I can barely see a little bit of sky, but it's so dark out, and there's no headlamp out. There's no headlamp whatsoever. I turn it on. It turns on for like a quick second. The indicator starts blinking and then turns off again. So the batteries just died. Even though I charged it up, I think after a year or so of charging and recharging, I think finally those rechargeable batteries died. So I am looking to invest in a new rechargeable headlamp, which I already have one in mind. So you guys will see that in the near future, obviously, since this one's pretty much dying now. So, but I quickly just hopped up. I have my Zippo in my pocket like I always do. Flip that on so I can get some light. Get over to my sleeping bag where my electronic bag is, and I always have some spare AAA batteries because this thing also takes AAAs. So I have 4 in there all the times. I usually keep 3, but I sometimes keep 3, but for the most part I always carry 4 because maybe one's dead. So at least I have an extra in there to give me a different combination. So, whew. So I'm actually pretty warm right now. This Arc'teryx down jacket is nice. It's nice. It's keeping some of my electronics and other things warm, and my pocket stuff too. It's keeping my camera warm. Most importantly, I don't care about me as long as my camera stays warm. So, I'm gonna eat up here. Eat my beef jerky, my bacon jerky. Um, hang out for a little bit tonight. Last night, what I did was I did some jumping jacks and everything. I'll probably do that again tonight before I get into my sleeping bag because I'm gonna get really nice and warm. I think what I might do as well is boil up some water and drink the warm water so I have some another warm liquid running through my body. I don't care if I have to get up in the middle of the night, so be it. But it would just be nice to have some warm liquid in my system before I go to sleep so I stay warm all throughout the night, which would be great. I was really nice and warm all throughout last night. Been in my sleeping bag for 12 hours, certainly at like 9 o'clock or so, 9 o'clock in the morning, which will actually be 14 hours. I finally started to feel a little bit of a chill coming in around the zipper. That draft guard does a great job. But the fact that even I was still nice and toasty warm, but I could feel a little bit of a chill coming in around the zipper after like 12 to 14 hours of just hanging out inside of it and sleeping and not moving, being stagnant for that long and still staying nice and warm. It does a pretty good job. and it got down to about 30 degrees, maybe a little bit below it with the wind last night, and I'm expecting something around the same tonight. There's actually a thermometer right outside the shelter here. As you can see, a little thermometer. It is reading about 30, just under 34 degrees right now, and it's raining, so it might be even just a little bit colder, and it's also a little bit breezy, so it might be a little bit colder than that. And of course, I'm sleeping in the shelter, so I'm completely exposed just inside my sleeping bag. No tent with like the rain fly to block the wind or anything. But it's gonna be a good night. I slept really well last night. I'm gonna sleep really good tonight. So let me finish up my food here, guys. Keep myself nice and warm. You guys have a great night. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow morning. Once again, Baba Ganoush out. Well, how we doing, guys? So, it's the last morning on the trail. Woke up a little bit ago. I got my water and everything. I started packing stuff up already. I'm deflating my air mattress. I'm gonna stop and have breakfast real quick, and then finish packing my stuff up. I still gotta fill my bladder up a little bit. I'm only doing like 5.5 miles or something like that today, so I'm not gonna fill my bladder up all the way. Keep my pack nice and light. It's really easy terrain. There's tons of gunshots going off in the direction that I have to head in as well, which makes me a little bit nervous. But what I think I might do is take out the orange towel that I have and kind of like drape it across the top of my backpack just to at least make myself aware to all the hunters. So I don't feel like accidentally coming in the crosshairs there. Woo! Ah, man. Terrible looking morning. It's supposed to clear up a little bit this afternoon. It got pretty chilly last night, I'm not gonna lie. I was really nice and warm inside my sleeping bag. That wasn't an issue at all. I was so toasty warm in there. It was ridiculous. Just outside, the wind picked up a little bit. It started raining again in the middle of the night, and you could just feel the temperature drop. So it got down pretty chilly. It got down close to freezing, or if not below freezing last night. As I woke up this morning, and there was like little spats of ice and stuff all over the place. That's great. So I'm just warming up my fuel canister right now and under my shirt. Yeah, I'm gonna have a Mountain House meal to eat this morning. I'm gonna have a hot cup of coffee this morning as well, and then pack up my stuff and get out on the way. Again, it's only like a 5.5 mile day. Yeah, should be. I don't know if you can hear the gunshots going off right now. It's literally been ringing out gunshots since like 6 o'clock this morning. Yeah, it was still dark and I started hearing gunshots. Oh well, it is what it is. First day, I was hiking up and there was a couple hunters sitting there, so I just stopped and chatted with them a little bit as well. So, I don't care that they're hunting. I think that's awesome. I would like to go join them. But the fact that I have to hike through the same area that they are hunting in, a little bit sketchy. All right, guys, let me put you away for a little bit. You're wasting my time. I got to get some food in my belly, get up and out on the way. It's just about 10 o'clock. I only have 5.5 miles, so I'm not really worried about time. And I'm going back to my car, so I'm doubly not worried about time anyway. So, all right, guys, let me do my stuff, get myself together here. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Baba Ganoush out. So how we doing, guys? So I left a little bit ago. I'm probably already a mile into it. Oh man, there must be like a firing range nearby or something, because there's so many gunshots going off nearby, and it's pretty close. I'm talking maybe only like 300 or 400 yards away from me, off to my left side here. So it's deep in the woods. I'm perfectly comfortable with it. The trail's kind of heading its way around, which is why I think it's like a big complex, like a big shooting range. I'm just keeping an eye out. I do have, if you noticed, I do have a little, my orange towel tied up to the back of my pack. And that's because, yeah, it is deer hunting season. There's a lot of hunters around right now. They're all wearing orange. I might as well put something orange on as well, just to be on the safe side with things. I don't feel like getting mistaken for a white-tailed deer, especially with the white headband on. That'd be bad news bears. Oh man, my mother would be so mad at me. So, oh man, starting to warm up a little bit. It's still on the cold side. I am wearing my my REI base layers underneath my pants right now, and then I just have a t-shirt and then a long sleeve jogger shirt underneath my thermo ball here. So if it starts getting too warm, I'll take my thermo ball off, but I'm also tucking my camera again inside my shirt to keep it nice and warm throughout the day. So if it starts getting too warm, I can always unbutton it, see where that goes, see where it takes me. So I'm not too worried about it. Again, I'm only doing like 5 miles and change. I think it's like 5.4 or about 5.5 miles or something like that. So, and I don't know what time it is right now, but I figure it's maybe like a 10:15. Oop. I left pretty much right after 10 o'clock. Again, I'm taking my time today. I'm in no rush. If I was actually like staying another night out here, yeah, I would have been up and out, out hiking by 8:30 in the morning kind of thing. So I can cover the mileage accordingly. But I'm going back to my car because I have work tomorrow. I can't live out here forever, even though I'd love to. So, all right, guys, let me put you away. Let me get some miles going in front of me again. I'll talk to you guys. Oh, that's a cool little shot. It's nice. I'll talk to you guys further on down the trail. Baba Ganoush out. All right, so how we doing, guys? So it's going on 11:30. Whew, it's starting to warm up a little bit, so I took my thermal ball off. Well, not entirely. I have it wrapped around my waist, and that's because with my camera tucked into my shirt, it's providing a little bit of the insulation to help keep my camera warm. I'm going back to my car, so I don't really mind sweating a little bit today. I'm not trying to kill myself by overheating too much, but it's give or take. So I think I only have maybe like 2 miles left to go, and the fact that it's 11:30 means I'll be there by 12:15ish, 12:15ish, give or take a few. Which means I'll be back home nice and early, which means I can relax for the rest of the day, because I got work nice and early tomorrow. Oh man, it's a beautiful day. It sucks that I have to get off the trail because even though it's been kind of cold and stuff lately, and with the rain, it's still been so nice to get out here. I don't mind having to put up with a little bit of the weather. I have the right equipment. I have the right mindset. I know what I'm doing. I know what to do in certain situations. And I also know, when to also err on the side of caution and when I know it's okay to go ahead and, take a calculated risk essentially. So like yesterday it rained all day long and it was in the mid-30s, so it was cold and wet. It's a recipe for disaster if I would have gotten myself soaking wet. At that point, I might as well just walk myself right off the trail if I started getting soaking wet yesterday. It was only 12.5 miles. I did that the day before. What's the difference? However, I had the proper rain gear. I also knew that, by going minimal layers underneath my rain gear, I could keep myself cool and keep myself dry. And, as long as I stayed moving, I could keep myself warm. So, those three things right there, I just knew I was perfectly fine hiking through the rain and everything. And I'm kind of glad I actually stopped and stayed at the shelter last night instead of continuing to the car, because the rain picked up pretty bad. It was coming down sideways. The wind started picking up and everything too. So it started getting pretty brutal. So I'm kind of glad I actually stayed at the shelter. Yeah, it got a little chilly at the shelter last night, I'm not gonna lie. With the rain, with the moisture in the air, the cold weather, the cold temperatures as it was, it definitely got a little brisk last night, but that's okay. I also have awesome clothing, so I kept myself perfectly fine. Certainly toes and hands are always going to be an issue, but there's things that you can do about that. But especially it's just my main core, my legs and my face. You know, keeping those three things, keeping those warm, most importantly. You know, my hands stayed pretty warm. I just kept them in my pockets and everything. So I was pretty good in that regard. My toes, it's always a struggle with the toes. I should have probably brought maybe a couple toe warmers or hand warmers just to toss into my socks or something, just to keep my toes nice and warm. So otherwise what I had to do was fire up my stove, hold my shoe over it and let the heat build up on the inside, and then put my shoe back on. And it at least kept my toes nice and warm for a couple hours there. Plus as well getting up to a jumping jacks and all that good stuff. You know, you do what you have to do. Keep yourself warm. You know, I was warm enough as it is, but if I can keep my temperature a little bit elevated some more, I'll be better off for it. So I also did boil some water and pour it into an Nalgene last night, and it got my sleeping bag really nice and warm before I got into it. It was great. I was basically just down to my ultralight Smartwool base layers last night. That's how nice and warm I was. So, and also it was great because, you know, I drank a little bit of the warm water too. So it put some hot liquids into my body, which helped keep me even more keep me even warmer. So again, it's just, you know, you have to know what you're doing out here, especially in these temperatures. You know, now certainly being in the 30s, low 30s, mid 30s, you know, is not as low as I've gone before. I probably have another 20 or 25 degrees to go before I start getting down to as cold as I've been. You know, so that was nothing. It just stunk because of the wet weather and everything. I wasn't able to get a fire going during the middle of winter because everything's so dry, and even though there's like ice and stuff, that doesn't even make a difference. It's the rain that really stinks with getting a fire going. The snow, you can do it with the snow. You know, there's plenty of pine trees with all the branches on the bottom, which are completely dead. Just snap those off and get your fire going, and then build that up during the winter. So, all right, guys, let me put you away here. I'm coming up on the last shelter here, which means I have just a couple miles left to go. And then it's onward and upward on the way home. Or onward and downward, I should say. I gotta go down south. Oh, I kind of screwed that one up, didn't I? You know, I'm just gonna put you away. I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you guys soon. Baba Ganoush out. Well, how we doing, guys? So this is a Rattlesnake Run Road, I believe it is, which means I am 0.4 miles, so less than a half a mile from my car. Woo! So like I said, it went pretty quick today, which is good because then I can get home early, relax for the rest of the afternoon, because I do have to be at work nice and early tomorrow. Although this really wasn't that bad of a hike. You know, I've done much worse terrain. I was even thinking about going down to Virginia, just watching the way the weather was rolling in. You know, I was watching the GPS and the storm formations and everything. So it was between going down into Shenandoah or coming up this way, which I'm kind of glad I came up this way. Because Shenandoah, especially with the elevations and the crazy elevation changes, you know, you can be stuck at that high elevation, all of a sudden the skies open up on you and you're in a whole world of hurt right there. So I'm kind of glad I came down this way where it wasn't crazy elevation or crazy elevation changes. There was quite a few shelters in between too, so if all of a sudden, you know, the weather decided to change on me, at least I had some backup plans there. But, you know, another good hike down. Let's see, about 25 miles or so over the last few days. Not a whole lot. You know, certainly I could have done more, but you know, with the cold weather, the rain, plus also shorter days because it is winter now, or at least going on winter, you know, that obviously makes for not hiking as many miles during the day. During the summer, I would have had an extra 2 or 3 hours worth of sunlight, so I could, you know, add on a few extra miles there, especially during the winter, to get in early so that you can get your warm clothes on, you know, get your camp set up, you know, hopefully you get in and you have some time to collect some firewood. But, you know, obviously that wasn't the case this time around. No fires this time around. even with those cold temperatures, no fires, and my clothing system still performed beautifully. So hopefully next time I go out, it'll be really during the dead of winter, in which case maybe we'll have some snow. Who knows? That'll be kind of nice. And also my favorite part is having a nice campfire to sit around, stay warm. I get to bring some cool food with me and stuff as well. Since it's so cold, I'm surrounded by a giant refrigerator. Ah, man, I can't wait. You know, next couple months, gonna see how the weather goes. I know we have holidays and stuff coming up, so I'll have to see how things play out. Try to get out for, you know, I'm gonna try to do another full week out in the dead of winter like I did last year. That was actually a lot of fun. It was really cold. I had some snow and freezing rain one of the days and some flurries the next. Some really cold temperatures. I mean, down into the single digits with the wind chill and everything. But it was also a hell of a lot of fun. Yeah, it was 5 days completely on my own. And then Hot Feet, my friend Fernando, Hot Feet, he joined me for the last 2 nights, last couple days there through the weekend. So hopefully I get another opportunity to do the same thing, maybe head a little bit further north. You know, we'll see what happens. We'll play it by ear. So all right, guys, coming up on my car here real soon. I want to thank you all again for following along on another great adventure, another great backpacking trip. Sure, we had some crappy weather, but I had a great time doing it. It's always good to get out on the trail, regardless of what the season, regardless of what the temperature, regardless of what the terrain. It's always nice to be out here. Don't forget to subscribe down below, like as well if you really like the video. Don't forget to check out my Facebook page and as well my Instagram. I'll have some other pictures up on my Instagram especially. And as always, thanks a lot again, guys. I'll talk to you real soon. Baba Ganoush, out.